Welcome to the channel Ephraim. At the end of this video, if the spirit that lives within you bears witness to the spirit within me, then please share the video. Click the like button, click the notification button. But the most important thing you can do is share the video so that you can help us reach the world for Christ. Our topic today is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 9. I look forward to discussing this with you on the channel Ephraim. Look at this verse. Here's that phrase again. Here's that hashtag. The day of the Lord is coming. And what are these events going to be like that's going to lead up to the day of the Lord? They're going to be cruel, filled with fury, and God's burning anger. Look, God is tired. He's tired of being mocked. He's tired of being made fun of. He's tired of his people creating stumbling blocks. And so he's going to use the enemies of this symbolic Babylon, which we all know by now, to make the earth a desolation. That's how we know this is going to be a nuclear war. Because when this country is destroyed, it's going to affect the whole earth. The whole earth is going to be made a desolation to destroy the sinners within it. Y'all, that phrase scares me. And it should scare you, the viewer, because we're all sinners. Which means at any given time, we can allow temptation to creep in, and we can become disobedient, and we will find ourselves swept away in God's wrath. It is very important that we stay diligent and continue to do our part, accept our role in God's plan. This is a very scary verse for me, because God does not hold anything back. He has let it be known. Now, most Christians that I've talked to, when I use this verse, when we go over this chapter, Isaiah chapter 13, they don't understand why God is so angry. Why is he so angry? Why is he so cruel? Why is he about to pour out his wrath on the whole earth? That's an interesting question. Let's discuss it. Why is God cruel? Look, there's a lot of reasons. There's going to be a lot of reasons why he pours out his wrath. But the number one reason, in my opinion, is because we don't even try to conceal our sin anymore. We've flown it openly, as if to make a mockery of God. As if to say, look, I'm going to live how I want to live. I'm not going to live how you have designed me to live. And I dare you to do anything. You're not real. And so, by doing this, we have brought disaster on ourselves. That's what God's word says. Say, Ephraim, that's not enough. The whole world flaunts its sin. Why is that? Doesn't make America symbolic Babylon. I had a really good question. Someone sent me a question privately through my email, saying, I've watched your videos. I see that you have used the prophecy of Malachi to explain God's symbolism, how to understand God's symbolism. And Old Testament Jews were supposed to recognize the characteristics of John the Baptist in comparison to the characteristics of Elijah, to be able to recognize that John the Baptist had an Old Testament symbolic name, which was Elijah. But the characteristics, you're going to have to give me more information on how to link up ancient Babylon with America. Thank you for the question. And so I'm going to try to share characteristics that can link up from ancient Babylon to America today, and hopefully in such a way that you haven't heard before, maybe you're not familiar with. So let's turn to Daniel chapter 1, verse 7. Let's look at this verse real quick. Now this don't look like much, but in their culture during this time period, your name was your identity. And what did Nebuchadnezzar try to do? He didn't try to do it. No, he did it. He changed their name. Now, I can't go into all the details for the sake of time on this video. It's really an awesome story. But what we can do is study the name change. The Babylonian name from the Hebrew name. So that's what we're going to do. Let's look at how the different names changed or tried to change their identity. Look at the Hebrew name, Daniel. It means judge of God. Isn't that amazing? Daniel's name means judge of God. However, look at the Babylonian name, Belshazzar. Look, I can't pronounce these names that well. You're going to have to bear with me. But look what it means. Keeper of secrets. Look at the difference. No longer is Daniel going to be a judge, but a keeper of secrets. Look at Hananiah's name. God has favored. God is gracious. That's what the Hebrew name for Hananiah means. Look at the new name for Hananiah, Shadrach. And it means the command of Aku. Aku is the Babylonian moon god. Look at the next name, Mishael. The Hebrew name Mishael means who is what God is. Look at his new name, Meshach. The Babylonian name Meshach means who is what Aku is, the moon god. The Hebrew name for Azariah means God has helped. Look at the Babylonian name, Abednego. Abednego means helper of Nego, servant of Nego. What a difference. Look at how Nebuchadnezzar attempted to change their identity by changing their name. Now, today, in America, can you make the connection? Let's talk about it. I told you it was a pretty cool story. Now that we have studied how Nebuchadnezzar tried to change the identity of these Hebrew men by changing their name, can you make the connection? Do you recognize the characteristic from ancient Babylon to a very similar characteristic that we are doing today in America, which is how we identify this mystery Babylon by studying the similarities? This is a sad thing, but in America today, some feel that it is okay to change our identity that God has designed when He created us at birth. We think it's okay to change our gender. Do you think that's okay with God? No, it's not. That's why it says the expression on their faces testifies against them. Do you understand what that means? That's why at the end of Isaiah 3 verse 9, it says they brought destruction on themselves. When destruction comes, and it's coming, because it's several events that are going to lead up to Christ's return. This is how God is going to get our attention. This is how God is going to bring judgment. In that moment, those that are sinning and they know what they're doing is wrong, the expression on their face is going to testify against them because they are flaunting their sin just like Sodom. What happened to Sodom? You know, later in this chapter, Isaiah makes a comparison to this symbolic Babylon and the destruction that's about to take place in it, to the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. There's several characteristics. We hadn't even begun. There's numerous characteristics, but for the sake of time, I just wanted to share that one. It's an awesome, awesome story. I hope you're able to make the connection. I hope you're able to see why God is so angry and why these events that are going to lead up to Christ's return are going to be cruel. They're going to be furious. They're going to be filled with God's burning anger because deep down we know what we're doing. We know we're sinning against God, but we're doing it anyway. And the largest Christian nation in the world is allowing these things to happen. What kind of witness are we? What kind of witness is America for the rest of the world if we are allowing people to change their identity? You actually think God is going to let that slide? No. And so God is going to show us. That's my time on the channel, Ephraim. I've enjoyed it today. Don't forget, go to the website above, download the free booklet, raise a banner, and help us as we try to reach the world for Christ. Share the video, share the website, accept your role so that we can share with other Christians around the world these events that are going to lead up to Christ's return. Until next time, y'all know the drill. Peace out. I'm chilling.